a stranger. This evil is carried out by the neighbor, the blood, the close relative, or the friend of the victim. This is evident in the word of God as Dinah. Dinah in Genesis 34 was raped by Shechem, a prince in the land. And Tamar was raped in 2 Samuel 13 by Ammon, her half-brother. This evil called rape chokes life, chokes the fullness of life out of every victim. It is the Red Sea that drowns a victim in silence. Oh, this evil called rape. This evil called rape is the wickedness that steals away self-esteem and ignites less self-esteem in the victim. Brethren, this evil did not start today and will not end tomorrow. Until every lover and every soul that appreciates rape is destroyed, becoming like dead. Ladies and gentlemen, I post it to you today that we should rise up and say no to rape. I, Oluwa Emujola Jesu, from the faculty of us, says no to rape, and I implore you to say no to rape.
Okay. All right. There was a night I was going home. I think that was maybe around 9 p.m. in the night, and my area is a very civilized area. So as I was going now, there was a lady in my front, and the deputy governor of our state, he stays in our area. So one of the armored cars, I used to follow him in the morning. They were in the front. So I think they sighted the lady. They sighted her. And I was at the back. So now the lady knew that this car was stopping. The car was stopping. And as the lady was walking fast, she was walking slow. And my mind I was like, haha, drama. Alei, umashele. My mind I was like, okay, what's going to happen? And then I noticed that the lady brought her phone. She was dialing a number to just speed dial in case something is actually going to happen. And the thing is, me, I'm just one person. And inside the car, there are like 4 men, soldiers, they're not police officers. So definitely, even if I say I want to form Zagavan, there's a limit to senselessness. You have to be very, but, okay, sorry. I will continue the story after the next person. Alright, so from the from the College of Medicine, Oyeniran, Glory, Oyebanke.
27th of March 2020 was an unfortunate day of my life. That was a year ago, but the event of that day still haunts me like yesterday. I wake up every morning feeling like it just happened. I'm really living with the memories at the moment, and I just can't seem to get it out of my head. These were the words of a young lady who fell a victim of an evil that stole her joy, peace, happiness, and left her with nothing but pain. An evil that gave her a sad story to tell. An evil called rape. That was just one of the many stories that have been told and heard. There have been several cases of rape, like that of the late Miss Waila Vera Omozua, who was a 22-year-old student of the University of Benin, whose death is part of a recent spate of violence involving women, which sparked an outrage across Nigeria and over social media. It's so sad that the issue of rape have become a daily reality in Nigeria and across the world. According to a study carried out by the United Nations Children Education Fund, 1 in 4 Nigerian girls are sexually assaulted before the age of 18. How then do we define this evil called rape? Rape is defined in the Criminal Code of Nigeria, section 357 and 358, as having unlawful carnal knowledge of a woman or girl without her consent, or with her consent if the consent is obtained by means of fear, force, intimidation, or threat, or in the case of a married woman, by impersonating her husband. The causes of rape have been constantly argued, but rape have been attributed to drugs, alcohol consumption, poor law enforcement and punishment for culprits, peer pressure as well. It has also been said to be used as a weapon of war to psychologically damage and pick unworthiness and self-loath. However, whatever might be the consequence, whatever might be the causes of this intrinsically evil act, it doesn't outweigh the consequence and damages done to victims. Victims of rape are made to suffer unquantifiable anguish. Some become diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, dissociation from reality, depersonalization, and depression. The trauma experienced by victims can also result into anxiety attacks, nightmares, and self-injurious behavior. I cannot but also speak about the false perception of masculinity framed by the society. There is this traditional stereotyping of men as socially dominant, which makes them think that they should have dominance over the female gender. Hence, the resulting sexual violence, domestic violence, and other forms of violence acts against women. What then could be the way out? If the challenge exists, so also must the solution. Education is very important in eradicating this culture. We need to create awareness and ensure that every person is provided with risk reduction procedures. We need to remove, we need to come out and we need to conclude, rape is not just a physical act of violence carried out against one person. It is not just a physical act of violence carried out against one person. It is an assault on humanity. Thank you.
All right. All right, so before I call the next person, yeah, so my story now. So the lady was on speed dial. She was trying to maybe call a member of our family, and I noticed that the government car, they were reversing, and so one of them looked out. So when they saw that there was a guy at the back, obviously me, so when they saw there was a guy at the back, they just wind up the window, then they started going straight. Then after they went like this, the lady, they were already gone, but she just picked the race and she ran off. Now, the story might seem funny, but really, guys, I'm talking to you now. What would make you see a lady and the lady is passing, and you'll be looking, she's passing, look, she's still going, you still look, alright? Won't go now. Alright? Am I right? You know yourself, or you know friends that do it, especially in indie hall, the arrows, right? Alright, we'll get back to that. Let me call on the next speaker. Alright, the next speaker. Alright, oh, no wonder. From the Faculty of Education, Adegoke Grace Feromi. Sorry. It is good to be short, please. It's good to be short. Stop. You can. Let's laugh for. Let's laugh for again. Let's laugh again. All right. Yeah.
Who knows if I have been raped? If I have been deprived of my joy, my personal life, my self-worth? Who knows? Does it not sound itchy in the hair that the issue of rape has been on the rise in this contemporary time of ours? Turn on the news channel of your choice and see that seldom will a day go by without hearing a story of petrifying or dehumanizing rape in the society. Are we not shocked that not only ladies and young ladies are being raped in this contemporary time of ours? Even old women, I mean the aged, are being raped. Then I begin to think in my heart if these rapists are under a spell or something. A woman who is 70 years and above, with a falling breast and face which is wrinkled or either. Oh my God. And these rapists will still go ahead and rape them. What a word. The evil called rape. Isn't this evil? It is evil. Yeah, it is. According to the positive action for treatment access, it says that over 31.4% of girls out there have their first sexual encounter due to rape or forced sex. And majority of the time, the misconception we have about rape is that it is perpetrated by strangers. No. According to the Bureau of Justice of Statistics in the United States of America, it states that 38% of victims out there are being raped by friends or acquaintances. 28% are being raped by intimates or lovers. 7% are being raped by relatives, while 26% are being raped by strangers. Isn't this evil? An article was read by me some time ago which states that women should be disciplined for arousing men, and that if there is no woman, who would a man rape? Oh my God. Then I begin to wonder in my heart that is it the existence of women that turn are holier than thou men into rapists? Oh my God. And there is another point that the mode of dressing, the size of clothes that a lady wore is an invite for rape. Oh no. The size of clothes a lady wore does not give a man an invite to rape her. I am not disputing the fact that some ladies dress provocatively and seductively, which invites men and makes some men who does not have control over their rod, which will always look for a hole to dig into, to rape them. But I also support modesty in dressing, because even the Yoruba says that interpretation, the way you dress is the way you would be addressed. So I also support modesty. But how about the instances whereby we have seen women who are on school uniforms, gym clothes, religion clothing, and they have still been raped? And there are even some instances whereby men sexually assault animals. Should we begin to wear clothes for animals? And more so, rape is evil. I want us to know that it's not only women that are being raped in the society. Even men go through the trauma of rape. Because rape is one of the most horrific instruments for war. And men are also being raped. So the only thing we could do to stop rape in our society is to educate our men and to let our men know that they should have control over their emotions, and that not the way a lady dresses that should invite them to rape the lady, but our men should go through sexual education in which will make them to be responsible in the society, because it's not just about educational intelligence. Moral intelligence also speak a lot. Are you a rapist? Have you been raped? Do your part and I do my part. I didn't propose
Yeah. Come on. You can do better. Faculty of Education. Faculty of Education. Okay. You know, if you were in fellowship on Sunday, when General was saying they were going to win, and my mind I was like, keep me gone. So, Mom, see, is this your plan? All right. Don't worry. I'll reserve it for now. Yeah, so where did I stop before? I'll get back there. You know, she said something. She said she was talking about modesty, about the way ladies should dress, and she said a Yoruba adage, but I'm so sorry, I can't quote it. I barely know any Yoruba adage. I mean Yoruba, but God should help us. She said something about dress well, so that you be addressed well. That's what she meant. And you know, so ladies, you to dress well, You to dress well. And guys too, if you want to approach a lady, stop doing. Their name is not. If you cannot do your research to know her name before you call her, don't. If you cannot do your research to know her name before you call her, don't call her. If you want to know her name, maybe you should, be a very smart guy. Know her friends, know the friends' friends, know the friends' friends. You can, As what? Alright, so I should stop. I should not say it again. Alright. I'll continue later. From the Faculty of Law. From the Faculty of Law, we have Mercy Olatayo.
On this evil called rape, the position of law I study is clear. As Section 357 of the Criminal Code Act states the rape as a crime, and also Section 358 pronounces its punishment as life imprisonment. 1 out of every 4 ladies in this auditorium must have either been raped or experienced an attempt, as reported by the United Nations Children Fund. According to Britannica.com, rape is an unlawful sexual activity, often involving sexual intercourse against the will of the victim through force. The rationale behind this speech is not to make you look at every lady in here with contempt, but to draw your attention to the efficacy of this issue. But perhaps your focus for being here is to know the winner of Witty and Skillful 2021. It is high time you shifted that focus to understanding the causes, the consequences, and the possible solutions. And hopefully, by the time we gather here again, the statistic would have reduced. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Celestine Chow, for every effect, there must be a root cause. So whenever this rape happens, people tend to ask questions like, where did it happen? When did it happen? What was she wearing? With whom was she? Trying to narrow the cause of this rape to time, location, dressing, and working with strangers. All of this, however, has been termed as myth and misconception by rapecrisis.org. According to this source, only 1 out of 10 rape cases is committed by strangers. Even in the Bible we read, Dinah was raped while she was not badly dressed. Tamar was raped by her own brother. Rape is not a quadratic equation that has 2 factors. You, no, so no matter the number of exes a lady has, isn't the answer. The only answer is still the wife. The time is now, and the place is everywhere to tackle this evil called rape. According to scouts.org, the consequence of this rape can either be categorized into emotionally, mentally, physically traumatic, self-blame, self-pity, pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy, suicidal tendencies are some of the calamities this evil called rape can bestow upon its victim. And even in the society where it happens, there will be no safety and sanity, for fear will be instilled in every mind. As far as this rape, solution to this rape is concerned, the punitive measures provided by the law and in its enforcement agency like the police, domestic and sexual violence responsive team are laudable. They've succeeded in instilling fear in the mind of everyone. However, in an article that was published on foreignpolicy.com titled "Why Nigeria is Losing Its Fight to prosecute rape," it was stated that punitive measure cannot solve the problem of a society that does not believe in women. It takes more than attack to win a game. It requires proper defense strategy. It requires proper defense strategy. In the words of the renowned Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, she said, as reported by Umnini Chioma in 2020 Metro News, "I think there is an epidemic of male entitlement to female bodies. It is a global epidemic, and it is something we need to address, and this has been addressed." The voices of Vera Omazua, a 22-year-old lady who was raped and killed in Benin City, and also Barakat Bello, who was also killed in Ibadan, shall continue to linger on. To end this menace, we all need to pay our allegiance to stop to our allegiance to the safety of our society. And to every man here, I pray that our sincerity to our society will not grow cold, and our loyalty to humanity will surpass our allegiance to bro code. Thank you very much. Merci Ola Ololatayo from the prestigious Faculty of Law. Thank you.
Court, arise. Clap. Clap, 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 clap. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All these law people, we thank God. We bless God. This book of the law shall not depart from thy mouth, but ye shall meditate on it day and night. You mean clap for me now? At least I'm trying my best. At least I'm trying my best. You know, it was the only one that said from the prestigious Faculty of Law. He put prestigious, like, yeah, it's much right, it's much right, it's much right. But last, everybody's prestigious. We don't have my prestige. What are we doing? All right, so please use your face mask. Hey Joe, use your face mask. Shame me. I'm the one talking now. I'll be proud. My own is fine. Look at. Chetiri. Wear your face mask. I am going to say this one more time. Wear your face mask. Oh yeah, wear your face mask. Evelabe. Oh yeah, please, wear your face mask. And please. Let's be obedient to the rules and regulations of University of Ibadan. You know, the prestigious first and best, one and only. Okay, two and only. All right, from the Faculty of Pharmacy, Adedokun praise.
We have been shouting, say no to rape, since only God knows when. But I kept on asking myself, who are those silently saying yes in our midst? We've carried placards protesting against rape. Nobody has come out to deny the fact that rape is evil. Yet, we won't stop having rape cases on daily basis. From the lecturer who teaches sociology, who you think should know more about human relationship, to the pastor who preaches holiness with sweat dropping like the blood of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, to the government officials, who you think should know more about the laws of the land. You can't even be sure that you can't even trust the person sitting next to you. The real cause of rape may not be easily pointed out due to the fact that there are numerous interplay of factors. But you can be sure of this one thing: our society is breeding rapists. First is the general presumption that rape is a sexual crime committed solely by the male gender against the female gender. However, the National Sexual Violence Resource Center in US has proven this notion wrong. He stated in one of his papers published in 2015 that 1 out of every 4 girls and 1 out of every 6 boys will have been sexually molested before they turn 18 years. We will be breeding rapists if we silence rape victims by ignoring them. Many a times we blame rape victims for this evil. We are quick to ask, what were you wearing? When did it happen? Did you try to stop him? These and so many other ridiculous questions that we ask serve only one purpose: silence the victim, instead of naming and shaming the sexual offenders. Perhaps there are rape victims here. There are victims of rape here. If permitted this platform to share their story, that will be the end of this gathering. The severity of the offense of rape cannot be quantified. This is because rape victims are made to suffer enormous anguish. Some have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, sexually transmitted deadly diseases, unwanted pregnancies, among so many other ills of the heart. Rapists have not just destroyed beauty, the beast in them extinguishes life. During the course of last year, we all went out and shouted, "Justice for Tina, justice for Una," and so many other rape victims. Yet we still have rapists walking freely on our streets, simply because there is little or no resistance from the constituted authority. The International Center for Investigative Reporting reported that there is less than 10% rape convictions in Nigeria. This means that the perpetrators of rape invariably escape punishment. This is because the society blames the victim. There have been cases of extortion by police officers. More so are the inadequacies in our judiciary system. If you really want this menace out of our society, we need to stop blaming the victims. Stand up for them and encourage them to speak out. More so, stringent laws and enforcement must be put in place. The thick, big, broad line between sex and rape is consent. And for consent to be valid, it must be given freely, happily, without fear or favor. Maybe I need to say this loud and clear. That a person's clothing does not determine a person's consent. It's a dress, not a yes. More so, just because a person does not say no, does not mean that they consent. They must not be coerced or forced into it. They must not be minor, under 18 years old. They must not be incapacitated by drugs or alcohol. If you all believe that women are targeted by rapists because they expose certain parts of their body, then what do we have to say about women that are in long, large, flowing hijabs that are raped? We've been rolling out preventive measures because we don't want to be rape victims. But what if we look inward and do something different as from this night henceforth? What if we ask ourselves some sincere question? What exactly do I think of the opposite sex? Do I retain value for human life, or have I reduced it to a mere sex object? What if we say no to compliments such as "you are sexy"? What if we say no to sexually objectifying adverts, music, and movies? What if we say no to rating people on how sexually attractive they are? What if we say no to breeding rapists in our society? Remember, if there are no rapists in the first place, we won't all be gathered here to talk about rape. Thank you.
Pharmacy, faculty of pharmacy. Make some noise! Woo! All right. The punchline that hit me the most was, if there are no rapists in the society, we won't be gathered here today to talk about rape. It is as simple as that. That was the best for me. Once again, let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. Come on. All right, so I'll be calling on the next contestant. All right. So from the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources, Taiwo Kehinde.
Beginning, God created heaven and earth. Everything God made was good. In fact, very good. But in the twinkle of an eye, the taking of a step, that honeymoon ended. The good that God created became evil. The question then is, how did the good become evil? Once upon a time, there was a beautiful garden called Eden. In it was the tree of good and evil, bearing beautiful fruits, as well as ugly evil ones. But instead of choosing virtue and goodness, we now live in a world where molestation is our occupation. Wickedness is our watchword. The tree of evil is now rooted so deep, and one of its branches is rape, leaving deep-seated scars and lifelong stigma. In the past, rape was defined as a form of sexual intercourse by a man with a woman against her will. But in this day and age, according to the World Health Organization, rape is a form of sexual assault that may involve sexual intercourse or other forms of sexual penetrations carried out against the person without that person's consent. Rape may involve same sex, and the rapist or victim may be an adult or a child of either sex, male or female. So although, according to the United Nations International Statistics on Crime and Justice, it was recorded that most rape victims are women and perpetrators mostly male. This does not mean that males do not get raped too. Boys also cry. It is so sad that our culture has always told you to be a man by suppressing your emotions and hiding your pains. In the past, rape was said to result from unbridled sexual desires. But how about now, when a rapist rapes to punish, gain revenge, prove sexual bravery, and assert power over a victim? Rape is illegal. Still, it is the order of the day. Despite increase in activism, justice is still rare. To make matters worse, statistics reported by the National Network for Rape, Abuse, and Incest shows that 7 out of 10 rape cases are committed by a perpetrator known by the victim. Why? Why should we hurt the ones who love us? Why should we break their trust and make them shadows of themselves? Rape victims suffer from great mental and emotional consequences. Have you ever thought about the shock unlocked, the self-pity, the fear instilled by rape? Have you ever thought about the guilt and helplessness, the nightmares and confusion, the feeling of shame and sense of vulnerability, the risk of suicide, and the scar that is forever in the heart? Have you? As if those are not enough, there are also physical effects. Talk about unwanted pregnancies, damage and disruption of certain body organs, uterine fibroids, sexually transmitted diseases, painful sexual intercourse, and the death of the victim, as the case may be. Helen, who was raped by her father at the age of 5, is now in the psychiatric home, as the nightmares keep occurring over and over again. Paul, who was the best student in his class, is now the first from the back. And let's observe a minute silence for Victoria, who committed suicide. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Dear rape victim, think of a desert. It looks unfruitful, like nothing good would ever come from it. But good news is, at the scent of water, it shall sprout again. Because when he said it is finished, he did not just destroy the tree of evil. He also watered the good in you. Yes, you might have same beginning as Helen, Paul, and Victoria. You do not necessarily have to experience the same end. Your past is not your place of residence. Reconnect to the real you, because there is something much more greater that lies ahead of you. Please, launch into it. Do not internalize the abuse. You were raped, but do not allow your mouth to be taped. Speak up. Your voice needs to be heard. I need you to know that it is worse to be a rapist than to be raped. You are the real survivor. I am Taiwo Kende Oluwaseun, representing the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources. Thank you.
All right. So without wasting further time, I will be calling on the contestant from the Faculty of Science. From the Faculty of Science, we have Ajeki Igbe Victor. Let's do better, please. Please, thank you, thank you.
Breaking news. Uwa Omozuwa, a 100-level student of the University of Benin, was reported to have been gang raped and killed in a church in Benin. Report has it that she was hit with a fire extinguisher on the head and died 3 days after she was rushed to the hospital. The Lagos State Police Command arrested a 34-year-old trader, Malam Isiaka, for supposedly raping a 9-year-old boy in the Ijo part of the state. Christopher, the rape victim, is a primary one pupil living with his parents on Koka Alaja Street, Odakute Road, Ijo. Christopher said he was raped through the anus by his victimizer, Isiaka, who was popularly called Malam, a roadside trader adjacent to where the boy was living. As a result of these happenings, Nanji Chinonzo Ndedika, a lecturer in the Department of Educational Psychology and Counseling at Bello University, Zaria, in a recently published paper, The Menace of Rape in the Present-Day Nigerian Society, the effect on the victims and the way forward, lamented that amidst indecent dressing, the culture of silence, negative peer influence, and others, lax rape laws top the chart of the factors that are responsible for the increase in the crime rate. Section 358 of the Criminal Code Act provides that for West and East, anyone who commits the offense of rape is liable to life imprisonment with or without killing. Section 283 of the Penal Code Act for the North, anyone who commits the offense of rape shall be punished with imprisonment for life or any less term and shall be liable to fine. It is, however, disturbing to discover that though the penalties for this crime are grave, there is still an increase in the crime rate. She therefore noted that it is necessary to resolve the problem with law implementation in Nigeria when people know that there will be justice for their actions. Without regard to money and influence, the crime rate will decline drastically. According to RAIN, Rape, Abuse and Incest National Network, many rape victims experience what is referred to as rape trauma syndrome, which 4 major symptoms are: 1, re-experiencing the trauma, in which rape victims experience recurrent nightmares about the rape or may have an inability to stop remembering the rape. 2, psychic numbing. This involves not experiencing any feeling of any kind. 3, avoidance behaviors and actions. Victims may desire to avoid any thought or feelings that might recall to mind events about the rape. And lastly, increased physiological arousal characteristics. This symptom can be marked by an exaggerated startle response, hypervigilance, sleep disorder, or difficulty concentrating. The National Sexual Violence Resource Center, NSVRC, moreover noted that the effect of this crime, rape, goes beyond the victims to the community at large. Victims may find it difficult to concentrate at work. This may have a negative effect on the productivity of the company the victim is working for, which may adversely affect the contribution of the company to the community. The increase in the crime rate may affect the usual contribution of the community to other communities. The community may earn a bad reputation for being acquitted of the crime. A fellow citizen can accuse another citizen of rape for whatever reason. This will result in the community's decadence. Naji Chinonzo Njedika, the lecturer in the Department of Educational Psychology and Counseling, ABU Zaria, however, preferred the way forward from rape. She mentioned that educational intervention and public enlightenment can be used in changing people's behavior, belief systems, and values. She also added that being able to protect oneself in situations of vulnerability is extremely important, hence the need to take self-defense training. She also added that to encourage victims to break the silence, they need a counselor who will be willing to listen to them confidentially and treat them with unconditional positive regard. She added finally that environments can be changed to be safer for citizens. Well-lit walkways, for example. From that spouse that thinks he or she can have the carnal knowledge of his or her partner without mutual consent, to that rapist that guns down a citizen. Rape, the act of forcing sexual intercourse or other sexual activity upon another person without their consent and or against their will, is an evil wind that blows no one any good. To solve this problem, all ends must be on deck. The government and the judicial system have been employed to make sure that no rapist goes unpunished, while society says no to rape and makes sure to report any rape case around them without supporting or helping to conceal it. To the victims, there is hope. Frank Sinatra, an American singer and actor, once said, massive success is the best revenge. Don't let the rapist watch you wallow in the pool of despondency. Rather, let the rapist watch you scale greater heights in life. Get healed. And to the general society, heal the world. Make it a better place. For you, for me, and the entire human race. Let's all together fight against this evil called rape. If you care enough for humanity, then please do make the world a better place. I JKB Victor Precious, reporting for the Faculty of Science.
A round of applause. You can do better. You can do better.
You can do better.
Do you have anything for me? All right. So, while the judges are collating, we have 3 stages of the competition. On the first stage, 4 people will go home. They'll go back to their houses. And in the second stage, 3 people are going to go home as well. And for the last stage, we'll be having 4 contestants to battle it out for who's going to be the winner. All right. So I just wanted to tell you so that you have it in mind. All right. So without wasting much time, from the Faculty of Technology, we have Yusuf Kende Adedoyin. Clap very well. Oh. Clap very well. Clap very well. I am from technology. Clap. If you not clap, we will not clap. What do you get clap? You are not clapping.
Uwa, a student of the University of Benin, reading at the church, raped and killed. Barakat Bello, a student of the More Plantation Ibadan, staying at home, raped and killed. Iniu Moren, a job seeker seeking to better her life, kidnapped, raped and killed. Rape is evil, rape is prevalent, rape must be stopped. Okay, 1, 2, let's buckle up. Let's join into this evil word called rape. The
Merriam Dictionary defines evil as morally reprehensible. Rape has been known through the ages to be morally wrong. Rape is grievous, dehumanizing, and condemned by several religions, be it Christianity, Islam, and otherwise. Taking Nigeria as a focal point, she is a very religious country. Most of our populations are either Christians or Muslim. Still, the prevalence of rape, both religions condemn rape in their teachings. Still, the prevalence of rape is alarming. Premium Times reported the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State saying that a total number of 91 cases of rape were reported between January and February in Lagos this same year. And this is just one state in a total of 36. This horrifying statistic begs the question, why? Why this increasing rate? What factors or system allow for this evil called rape to perpetrate? To answer this, I'll be revealing the systems that are factors in the perpetration of this evil called rape. So 3, 4, let's knock at the door, revealing the systems. 2 systems among others are factors in the prevalence of this evil called rape, and they are 1, the legal system, and 2, the societal system. Now 5, 6, repeat copy system, and 7, 8, we'll lay them straight, the legal system. Although rape is a serious offense, punishable by law, however, there exists no consensus regarding the precise definition of rape. Legal definitions of rape vary from state to state and is subject to continual debates. In Nigeria alone, there are 5, I repeat, 5 legal definitions of rape. There is the criminal code applicable only in the southern states. There is the penal code applicable only in the northern states. There is the criminal laws of Lagos that is obviously applicable only in Lagos State. There is the Violence Against Person Prohibition Act that is applicable only in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And lastly, there is the Child Rights Act that is applicable only in states that are domesticated it. Oh yes, in Nigeria, apart from in Abuja, only women are capable of being raped. Also, marital rape is not a problem in Nigeria. It's not in the law. When there is no agreement concerning the definition of rape, it creates an environment where the perpetrator of rape can be creative so that he cunningly escape the conviction of his crime. It creates an environment where the perpetrator of rape can thrive, and this could lead to the increase or prevalence of rape. The societal system. We live in a society that teaches, don't get raped instead of don't rape. We've made a culture out of it. The United Nations International Children Emergency Fund reported in 2015 that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 10 boys in Nigeria experience sexual violence before the age of 18. Since this statistic says that girls are more prone to be raped, we teach our girls to be careful how you carry yourself, what you do, where you walk, with whom you walk with, whom you talk, what you are doing, how you are doing it, what kind of shoes you are wearing just in case you have to run. We teach our girls, if you are carrying something, how you carry it. If you are eating, how you eat it. And if you are going, how you walk. Because so you not allow the perpetrator to be moved by the way you walk. This is wrong. The ultimate factor that determines whether one will be a victim in any kind of situation is if a perpetrator is present. As a society, if not tread carefully, our helpful preventive measures against rape may create an environment where the perpetrators of rape can thrive because it empowers them, and this could lead to the increase or prevalence of rape. In conclusion, before I leave, there are 3 things I must say. 1, rape may take 5 minutes, but these 5 minutes has potentially robbed us of a future worth benefiting from. Case study, Uwa is dead. Barakat Bello is dead. Ini Umoren is dead. 2, it is not a coincidence that we are witnessing a prevalence of this evil called rape. It is in fact consistent with the signs of the last days. It shows how deeply we declares of the clip of values that instill a life of godliness. 3, Mr. Churchill said, and I quote, to improve is to change, and to perfect is to change often. While I commend the legal system and the societal system on what they have done to combat the prevalence of this evil called rape, still there is more to be done. You can improve these systems to make it better. And also, we must play our parts. Our words, our actions or inaction should not be such that normalizes rape. While it may be close to you, the person sitting next to you is not in your shoes. Let what we say, let our talk, let us be the one that will not normalize this rape. Let us work together. Let's work hand in hand to prevent this prevalence of this 9, 10, a big fat evil. From the Faculty of Technology, I am Yusuf Kehinde Adedoyin.
Come on. Come on now. Why? Yeah. Can you see? It was so much that she forgot her face mask. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. From tech. It's not easy. You know, that's why I'm always proud to be a techite. You know, if you come to my faculty, the things you always do there, although sometimes we can hear wow, but if you write on a sheet of paper for you, you'll be so surprised. If I tell you about this one, there was one that we did though. TM 313. There was one equation like that. I've forgotten the man's name, it was so long. Schrodinger, I have 2 sheets here. If I should write that thing for you, I will use 1, I will use 2. The 2 finish. And if you see it, you'll be like, anyway. But last, we don't even know what it's meant for. But I'm just saying, but I'm telling you that in telco, we don't joke. They're like, we are so serious. We are so serious. You can come to tech if you are feeling tired in your faculties. You can come and join us. We are very accommodating. Very accommodating. All right. From the Faculty of the Social Sciences, we have Johnson Victor Oluwatobi. The Social Sciences. Village people, error. Faculty of Arts, I know it's you. And you know, one day, you are the ones.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you a story. Tolu is a 14-year-old brilliant student, but she lost her dad at a tender age. So her mom got married to a new man, her stepdad, her new dad. But on getting home from school one rainy afternoon, all she met at home was the sexual urge of her stepdad. Although it all happened in a flash, but the rush, the pain, and the gushing blood torn her dreams apart and sent her to the isolation center of psychological trauma. Ladies and gentlemen, this story is not new. The brutality of rape is also not new. But what is surprising is our attitude toward rape, rapist, and rape victim. Our generation is built on the principle of if you cannot beat them, you join them. If you cannot get it, you snatch it. But where has this led us to? In our society today, we have ladies raising fatherless child, godly ladies. Some were suffering from depression, and some can't even show their face publicly again due to shame, stigmatization, and discrimination. Those were the victims of rape yesterday, but who knows whose turn it is tomorrow. Rape, which is part of the social vices we deal with nowadays, is any unlawful sexual activity carried out forcibly or under threat of injury, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary. And it can also be said to be advanced sexual harassment, which is born out of sexually explicit content, exposure, and statement to either male or female counterparts. Rape is an affliction. Not only does the victim suffer from sexual assault, the mental, emotional, and physical trauma associated to rape are also alarming, and by the same time swept under the carpet. Sexual violence and rape are the most underreported violent crime according to American Medical Society. And this led us to the big question: why the low turnout in the report of case despite the high rate of case? Is it due to the failing legal system or unproductive justice process? According to a research carried out by Conversation Africa of recent rape cases in Nigeria, perpetrators were mainly familiar foes like father, stepfather, mother, and even clergymen. And that is why most rape incidents are settled at a family round table rather than in a law circle. So it is the betrayal of trust in most cases that destroy the extent. To the society as a whole, our social insecurity is as a result of our personal insecurity. According to a paper written by Nanji Chinoso of Abu Zaria in 2020 on rape. Rape has been on increase in Nigeria, and it's part of the factor that some of the decadence befalling our country. Also, according to 2018 official demographic of health, 30% of ladies suffered from sexual abuse, and that is ladies between the age of 15 and 35. Also, according to UNICEF, it is 1 out of 10 boys and 2 out of 8 girls. So what are you expecting from a country where a large part of the country's future has already been drenched in past trauma? Curative measures must be taken by individuals, organizations, and even the government. And this can be done by properly educating our boys and girls, men and women, to change our orientation towards other. As a no means no. And any form of sexual push without consent, which is the voluntary approval, even if it is between a husband and his wife, is rape. Ladies and gentlemen, this prevalent evil is not a good thing and is nothing we could write about. We must end it today, and we must get rid of this I don't care attitude. As the boy you watch others abuse sexually today might become the love of my life of your daughter tomorrow. That one time of vendor you let go, we do it again and again. That small fire can burn the whole forest. Ladies and gentlemen, we must stop to engage in activities as irrational exposure may be unwanted signal. And in a country where being sexualized follow suit by no sexual right, it is better we draw the line and get inclined. It is right time we stop this evil, destroy it totally, unleash an open fire upon it, and send it back to hell where it belongs. We must end rape not because of how you dress. We must end it not because of your beards, but we must end it because it is evil. And according to Futunshin, evil has no fruit of its own. It is a parasite on goodness. Thank you.
It is a parasite on goodness. You can do better, you can do better. It is a parasite on goodness, and it should be sent back to hell where it belongs. You know, one house. Before I call on the next participant. You know, there are some little issues that we overlook when it comes to this issue called rape. There are some little issues. And one little one that I think does not count is the fact that many youths of today, we have found a way in our minds and inner minds to justify why we can have sexual intercourse without marriage. I will expatiate on it later. Well, I'm going to come back to it. With the society and the evolution, we've thought that it's normal to have girlfriends and boyfriends and to have sex with one another without being married. And the funny thing is, your parents don't know most times. Your parents don't know. And I'll get back there. But in the meantime, let me call on the 11th participant. Oh wow. Alright. From the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. From the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. Clap now. Clap now. Suspect. Clap. Come on. Alright. His name is Ayodele Taiwo. Toyinbo, sorry.
At 6, she was raped by her nanny. Age 21, she was raped by a medical doctor. This is the story of Mrs. Ebe, a native of Enugu State, who was raped multiple times within the space of 15 years, as reported by BBC News on the 5th of June, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, the evil called rape, one of the most earth social vices that has made headlines on the pages of our newspaper, is rape. In fact, according to the Black Law Dictionary, rape is defined as a form of sexual assault, usually involving sexual intercourse or any form of sexual penetration, carried out against a person without that person's consent. Statistically, according to Premium Times newspaper, 717 rape cases were recorded in Nigeria within 5 months. According to UNICEF data, 1 in 4 Nigerian girls have been sexually assaulted before the age of 18. These statistics have shown that there is a systemic failure in handling of rape cases in Nigeria, and it's indeed a worrisome condition. A lot of means have been used to curb this menace called rape. In fact, the social media has been turned to a weapon of war as hashtags such as Justice for Hua and others have traded recently on various social media platforms. This has shown the world that Nigeria has a high rate of rape, sexual offenses, where rape is the most predominant one. For us not to be a rape apologist, we must know that there is really no cause for rape. Who or what can be the cause for rape except the rapist? The rapist alone is the cause for the rape. But if we are to point out some risk factors, the Nigerian legal system is surely a contributor. We live in a country where victims have to wait for years before criminals are convicted for their actions. A country where justice delayed is justice denied. According to section 385 of the criminal code, the punishment for rape is life imprisonment with or without caning. Whereas, according to the penal code, the punishment for rape is life imprisonment with an option of fine. Due to this punishment, a lot of the few reported rape cases still walk away free due to the poor legal system of the country. We must not fail to talk about the effects of rape on the victim. The effects of rape are as numerous as the sands of the sea. They can be divided into emotional, physical, and mental effects. One of the major effects of rape on the victim is unwanted or teenage pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy is responsible for the ever-increasing number of out-of-school children in Nigeria. According to UNICEF, about 10.5 million Nigerian children are out of school, where 60% of them are females. This is known that after victims of rape fall victim, they eventually drop out of school. So the effect of rape on their education cannot be overestimated. Rape victims can also stand the risk of contacting sexually transmitted infections such as HIV and AIDS, which may affect their health and eventually lead to death. Rape victims can also face emotional and mental issues ranging from depression, mental disorder, and may even breed suicidal thoughts. I would have forfeited the importance of this speech if I failed to talk about the solutions to rape in the environment. We all know that even if we paint all the cronings and corners of UI with end rape inscriptions, it won't still end rape, as talk is cheap. To end rape, each and every one of us have a role to play. First, everyone must be educated on what consent is and what it's not. They must know that no is no. Secondly, the law enforcement agencies must be taught on how to handle issues pertaining to rape and sexual harassment. Also, we must desist from victim blaming, as there is no correlation between what the victim is wearing and the evil act. There is no connection between where the victim is and the evil act. In fact, there is no connection between who the victim is and the evil act. The perpetrator and the perpetrator alone must be blamed for this act. In fact, we must not stop to educate people on the effects and importance of rape in the community. Rape must be taught in churches, in schools, in religious places, just as the Baptist Student Fellowship is doing. Then, the judiciary must be ready to try rape cases with immediate effect, as justice denied is justice delayed. The victims are increasing. Talk is fine. Discussions are fine. But we must act. And the time is now. From the Faculty and Department of Veterinary Medicine, Tony Bo Ayodeji.
We can do better. We can do better. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. And with this, we have come to the end of the first round. Let's clap for them again. The 11 contestants, let's clap for them again. They've done exceedingly well. They've wowed us, they've given us punchlines, they've blew our minds. Let us clap for them again. They deserve it, please. They deserve it. These guys took their time to prepare for this program. So while the judges are calculating the results of the first round, I said before I have something for the house. But before I give us, I was saying earlier that in our minds we'll find a way to justify having sex, as young guys and young girls. And you know that sex in itself is supposed to be something sacred, right? It's supposed to be enjoyed by only married people. And you and I know that if something loses its value, it becomes abused, right? And rape itself is an abuse of sex, right? So now, it's not a big solution. I'm not giving a solution per se. I'm just saying that, what if, as youth, we just decide that, okay, I will not let infatuation do me. I will not be fooled into thinking that, okay, because this girl is fine, let me toast her. I would just wait. I would read my books, I would be a good boy and girl and I would be a lover of God, and when the time is right, I would fall in love with someone, which is a beautiful experience. I would receive the backing of God and I would propose to her and she could say yes, and we'll end up marrying and we'll have a happy married life and we can enjoy those privileges in marriage. If every one of us could just do that, in a way, we would have reduced the impact and the number of rape cases. I'll tell you why. This is because, guys of today and ladies of today are very funny. I know friends, they will tell you, this is my ex, this is my ex, this is my ex, this is my ex. At your age, so many exes. Are you in the executive council? What are you doing, Seth? So many exes. And, I find that many of them actually, they've had sex with those ladies, and eventually what was there to show for it? So now, look at a guy that I had sex with this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. In a way, I would have become so familiar with it. And if the devil capitalizes on it, I will get so engrossed in it and I will feel that need, I will feel that urge. And then I'll be watching things that will feel the urge, like pornography in quotes now. And when I just see a lady now, anything is scared. It becomes so bad that, oh boy, I have to get there. I have to get here. I have to get here. Is it a destination? No, it is not. So I'm just saying that once you do something too much, it becomes a kind of habit for you. And if you find it hard to control it, you now start finding every opportunity to try and satisfy yourself. And that's when you see guys that they just can't do without it. They can't do without seeing a lady and wanting to have sex with her. You see old men, even old men. And now, I'm not trying to talk about the old men now. I'm talking about we ourselves. That if you could just calm down, don't let anything rush you. We have time. Nobody will die young. Nobody will die young. All of us will live long. If you could just calm down and focus on the things at hand before we look to the future and say, okay, Sister Christy, the Lord is saying, you can keep those till then and just do what ought to be done now, and when it's time, you can go. And if you like, you can marry and do what you like. That's your business. That's you and your wife. No one cares. You can give birth to football team, you're on your own. You can give birth to 20, 30, you're on your own. If your wife agrees, put it there. But I'm just saying that let's be careful. Let's have control over ourselves. And let's work with God. I'm telling you, he's going to do a lot. He's going to do a lot for you. That's just my view on this issue called rape, So, in 2 minutes, do I have anyone that wants to speak on this topic, if we call rape? In 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, anybody? You want to share some things with us? You want to share your own perspective? You want to say some things about this issue called rape? And you feel that you can, anybody? 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 You want to help us? Should I come, sir? I'm coming. Should I come? Alright. Let's clap for him. You can come to the front, sir. Yeah. The front is for great men. It's for great people. The podium is for great people. Alright. In 2 minutes.
Hello everyone. First off, let me apologize for probably the way I was dressed. I didn't expect I was going to be speaking on rape. I came to cheer for I came to cheer for someone actually. Well, good evening everyone. And we have 11 brilliant speakers tonight that have spoken on the topic. So many have spoken on rape has been dehumanizing. Rape is wrong. But what about if we look at it from another perspective? Now, I'm not saying rape is right, but I just want to call our attention to our emotions. For instance, someone broke into a house to rob or to assault. And unfortunately for the person, the owner of the house is a chronic rapist. And in that kind of a scenario, the person is caught and raped, perhaps multiple times. Do we still feel the same way we feel about it now, like we felt when they were talking about it? But does that change the fact that the rape is still wrong? So that is one evil of rape we are not paying attention to. Sometimes it can play with our emotions. And I'll give you another instance. Perhaps this, okay, let me still give the instance nonetheless. Now let's look into scriptures. Let's look at David. David saw someone's wife and he wanted to have sex with her. Do you think she could have said no? It was the king. Do you understand that kind of a scenario? So sometimes it gave definitions about how rape, consent could be given, but it's not necessarily because it was out of free will. It could just be because of the way the circumstance, or it could be because of threats. So, ironically though, we still come to our altars today and then we talk, and then we use David as a case study, as a role model for what many of us should strive to be. So what did we do in that kind of a scenario? In that kind of a scenario, the rape was probably swept under the carpet, probably. So what I want to talk about is the fact that could rapists be forgiven? So I'm not making a stance. I'm not saying this is what we should do or this is what we should not do, but I think it's something to think about. Thank you very much.
We have a gift for him, right? Yeah. So we have a gift for you, sir. They will see you. The ushers will see you. All right, let's give him a round of applause again. All right, so the judges are ready for us. We are at a crucial time, a time of reckoning, a day of judgment. Some will proceed, some will wait, and some will go home, but they are ready for us. So I'll be giving the mic to Mr. Ayen Yochito Jesu.
Thank you once again. It was a very enjoyable session, and presently 7 faculties will qualify to the next round. 4 faculties will be out, and Faculty of Agriculture had 74.7 points, Faculty of Arts 56.3.
Let's applaud them please. Applaud.
College of Medicine 73.7. The Faculty of Education 76.7.
Come on.
Faculty of Law 73.3.
This is tight.
Faculty of Pharmacy 81. Renewable Natural Resources 82. Faculty of Science 75.7. Faculty of Technology 77.8. Faculty of the Social Sciences 71.5. Faculty of Veterinary Medicine 73. So I will be naming the 4 faculties that will go back home. We have Faculty of Vet Medicine, Faculty of the Social Sciences, Faculty of Law, and the Faculty of Arts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Olorun Ishola, as you have been told. I'm sorry I came late, but I thought I should make a comment at this point before we go to the other stage of the competition. The topic that has been selected is a very important one, and I'm very happy that BSF sees this as an issue that should be discussed. And I'd like to commend all the speakers. They have done very well. They have looked at the issue as it should be. It's just that a few points, we need to correct certain things so that we don't go out of this place with the wrong impression. Now, many of them kept saying that what you wear does not matter, where you go does not matter, what you do does not matter. Now, in addressing a matter, you must understand the fundamentals. Even from their own analysis, I can talk about 4 categories of rapists. One is relatives, father, mother, uncle, brother, somebody close to you at home. 2, or even 2, lovers, maybe boyfriends, we talked about even couples. 3, you can talk about non-relatives. We are aware that even lunatics, by that I mean even madmen, they do rape. And some other people that do not even know the person at all. So we can talk about non-relatives. And then we can talk about opportunists, people who just take advantage. For example, in war, soldiers, policemen, all kinds of people can rape. Religious leaders can also take advantage and rape, as some of them have mentioned. So these are all opportunists. And then lastly, ritualists. There are those who also rape because of ritual purposes. So if there are different categories of rapists, one size does not fit all. So for some of them, where you go matters. What you wear matters. When you go, where you go matters. So it's wrong to say it doesn't matter, because you are now just looking at one aspect of it. So it's important that you take into account the different categories of rapists, and then you prepare yourself to protect yourself against it. So the question then is, so what do you do? Again, I've talked about the issue of what to wear is important. Wearing, I'm not even just talking about seductive dressing. I'm talking of, at times, today, because of the nature of our transportation system in Nigeria and other things, it's important even what ladies wear. Some kinds of dresses will make it difficult. Is it true or not true? Some kinds of dressing will make it difficult for the rapist to achieve his goal as quickly as he wants to achieve it. The other thing is assertiveness. The young ones must be trained to know, to learn how to say no, when to say no, whether to relatives or to non-relatives. They mentioned it. Now the issue of training in self-defense is also important. Ladies, gentlemen must learn how to defend themselves adequately. The issue of proper training of young boys and girls about what we call bodily autonomy, what daddy cannot touch, what mommy should not touch, what uncle cannot touch, and so on. All those things are important because there are different categories of rapists. But the other aspect of it that they did not really dwell on that we should take into account is the spiritual. One of them said it, the one that was talking about the Garden of Eden, which is where it all started, meaning that this is also part of the end time events. These are things that will continue to happen and on a larger scale. So what we can do is to pray for ourselves and to protect ourselves and to protect our loved ones. You cannot stop it, no matter how many legislations you make. These things are bound to happen, but we can pray for protection and we can take necessary action to protect ourselves. But the other thing that I found missing entirely in all the presentations is that nobody talked about the situation in UI. There was no single example from UI. Are we saying that there have not been rape in UI? No statistics, no information, nothing about what UI is doing, what it should do, and what it is not doing. So I think that is a major one. When we make presentations like this, it's good to quote statistics from the US, from CDC, from WHO, but it's also important to come home. What is happening where you are? Because it is training opportunity. We need to know what is happening in UI so that we can protect ourselves. We need to know what's happening in Ibadan. Yes, they mentioned some cases of rape last, but the one in UI is important. What is UI doing that is right? What is UI doing that is not right about addressing this issue? So I think as we go home, let's take into account these points because it's something that is going to continue to happen. there will be wars, and people use rape as a weapon in war. It has always happened, and it will continue to happen, but we have to protect ourselves. Thank you.
All right, so now we are at the second stage, and I'll be starting from the rear now. All right, and second stage, they've all picked different topics of choice. All right, so the first speaker will not necessarily speak on the same topic as the second speaker. They were given about 15 topics to choose from, and they've all picked different ones. So you will be getting your intellectual capacity now at, you'll be listening to different things. That's what I'm trying to say now. You'll be getting different words and different topics from different contestants now. All right, so without wasting time, I'll be calling on the first contestant now from the Faculty of Technology. Can we clap for her, please? We have Yusuf Kende Adedoyin. She's speaking on equality and equity. Equality and equity. I forgot to add, it's 3 minutes speech for the second stage. 3 minutes, not 5. Yeah, 3 minutes.
Does the end justify the means, or do the means justify the end? This is an age-long controversial question, and this is what I'll be asking as we'll be discussing on the topic, equality and equity. To answer this question, understanding of the two concepts is necessary. Equality, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is the quality or state of being equal, when equal is defined as having the same measurements in nature, quality, and status. It is ensuring that every individual has an equal opportunity to make the most of their lives and talents. In other words, equality means that everybody receives equal treatment and support when necessary. Equity, on the other hand, according to the same source, is when something is equitable, where equitable is defined as dealing fairly and equally with all concerned. It is recognizing that individuals have different circumstances and allocating the exact resources needed to have an equal outcome. Equity means giving people what they need in order to make things fair. So the question again, does the end justify the means, or do the means justify the end? Equality starts its journey attempting to answer the question. It is a good-based approach. Everybody gets the same thing, regardless of where they are coming from. An example of the equality approach is the JAMB cut-off mark by the University of Ibadan. All candidates applying to the University of Ibadan must have a 200 marks or above before they are deemed fit to write in the institution posit-TME. In other words, only those who have 200 marks or above are eligible at an attempt to be called U-Right, making equality in its perfect form to be fair to all concerned. Does the end justify the means, or do the means justify the end? Equity starts its journey attempting to answer the question. It is an individual-based approach. It provides more to those who need it in order to make things fair. An example of the equity approach is the educationally less developed state ELDS system used in the University of Ibadan to accept its students. An instance is for the case of a candidate applying to study product engineering last year. The merit mark was 53, while the ELDS mark was 51. Equity recognizes that individuals in some states have the tendency to have schooled in less privileged situations, and as a result, they give them more consideration in order to level the field for them. Now we've reached the end of their respective journey, and I ask again, does the end justify the means, or do the means justify the end? 2 points. The first, end point. Equality tries to level the field so that everyone has a fair outcome, whereas equity uses fairness to ensure everyone has equal outcome. The second, relativity. The ELDS system might seem that equity when you compare states under ELDS to states that are not under ELDS. But I wonder, wouldn't all applicants for wood product engineering from Sokoto, a state under ELDS, all have a merit mark of 51 before they can be considered for admission? Funny, don't you think it then begins to sound like equality? So I ask once again, does the end justify the means, or do the means justify the end? From the Faculty of Technology, I am Yusuf Kende Adedoyin.
All right, we can do better, we can do better. She spoke on the topic, equality and equity. All right, she spoke on equality and equity. So we have some games coming up. I will tell us when we get there. And we still have more gifts to give out. We have more presents to give out. We have more presents to give out. Alright. So I'll be calling on the next speaker from the Faculty of Science. We have Ajeki Ibe Victor. He will be speaking on emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Let's pay attention.
Anyone can get angry. That is easy. But to do this to the right person, to the right extent, at the right time, with the right motive and in the right way, that is not for everyone. Nor is it easy. Those are words from the renowned philosopher Aristotle. How many of you have roommates, siblings, classmates, or a colleague at work that gets on your nerves? Some of you think has bad energy for almost everything. Some of you think is inconsiderate. Can it signify the show of hands? Thank you. How do you respond to them? Do you respond harshly to them or try to decipher what informed their reactions? Daniel Goleman in his book, Emotional Intelligence, Why It Matters More Than IQ, defined emotional intelligence as the capacity for recognizing emotions in ourselves and of others, for motivating ourselves, and for managing emotions well in ourselves and our relationships. He co-authored the book, Primary Leadership, Unleashing the Power of Emotional Intelligence, where he mentioned the 4 major skills of emotional intelligence. 1, self-awareness, the ability to recognize emotions in yourself and understand your general tendencies for responding to different people and situations. 2, social awareness, the ability to understand where the other person is coming from, whether you agree or not. 3, self-management, using awareness of your emotions to choose what to say and do to positively direct your behavior. And lastly, relationship management, using awareness of other people's emotions to choose what to do and say to positively direct your behavior. Larry and Ash Wilson, in their book, Play to Win, describe 3 techniques for managing our emotions well. Stop, challenge, and choose. When that roommate or that colleague at work gets on your nerves and the thoughts go wild, does it take me for a fool? Does he understand the stress I am going through? Does she know how much time and work I put into this project? Stop! Don't react. Take a deep breath. Try to disconnect from the situation. It's not as bad as you think it to be. Challenge yourself. Pater San Gracian, the Spanish philosopher, said, it is better to sleep on things beforehand than lie awake about them afterwards. Then choose. An anonymous here said, 10% of conflict is due to difference in opinions, and 90% is due to the delivery and tone of voice. Choose a response that does not cause undue harm to the relationship. Olivia Serrat in her book, Understanding and Developing Emotional Intelligence, quoted Daniel Goleman's words, and I'm going to round off with that. Daniel Goleman said, if your emotional abilities aren't in hand, if you don't have self-awareness, if you are not able to manage your distressing emotions, if you can't have empathy and have effective relationships, then no matter how smart you are, you're not going to get very far. The emotional intelligence. Thank you.
All right. We spoke on emotional intelligence. I was talking about how to react to situations that it's not as if it's exactly offending you, but because in the heat of the moment and as a result of the things you've done, that's accumulated, and then you're just looking for the next best person to just unleash on, and at that moment, just stop, relax, take a deep breath, and try to use the tone of your voice to be able to reply to the person in a way that does not heat up the situation. I think that was what it was talking about, emotional intelligence. All right. So without further ado, Next contestant, are you ready? Are you ready? All right. I'll be giving some seconds. Okay. From the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources, I'll be calling on Taiwo Kehinde. She's also speaking on emotional intelligence. All right. Emotional intelligence.
I was the head of a team in my organization. My team had just made a presentation that seemed, well, disappointing to my boss. So I gathered the whole team in my office to address them on how we can be better. You evil numbskull! You could not even carry out a simple task well. When would we begin to have smart people in this organization? Those were the words of my boss. And then she stormed out. Did you ever think back on some of the important decisions you made in life and wonder, what was I thinking? Or did I really do that, and why? No wonder Joseph Newton says, we cannot tell what may happen to us in this strange medley of life, but we can decide what happens in us, how we take it, and what we do with it, because that is what really counts in the end. The term emotional intelligence was popularized in 1995 by psychologist and behavioral social journalist Dr. Daniel Goleman in his book, Emotional Intelligence. Dr. Goleman defined emotional intelligence as a person's ability to manage his feelings so that those feelings are expressed appropriately and effectively. The ability to control and express one's emotion is essential, but so is the ability to understand, interpret, and respond effectively to the emotions of others. My boss could have corrected us without talking us down in such a rude manner. According to the Center for Leadership, 75% of careers are derailed for reasons related to emotional competencies, including inability to manage interpersonal strifes, unsatisfactory team leadership in times of difficulties and conflicts, or inability to adapt to change or elicit trust. Can you now see the relationship from lack of emotional intelligence to derailed careers, and of course, to an economically undeveloped nation? As little as emotional intelligence seems, its effects are always evident. How well do you manage your emotions? Are you self-motivated, or you allow other people's negative energy affect you? With simple emotional intelligence, you can relate better with that your annoying roommates. As a class rep, you can feel less frustrated by irresponsible classmates. The attendant at the supermarket might have just had a very long day. Do you sense his or her emotions and respond effectively to it? The average is hungry and angry. Don't add to their frustration, and don't get caught up in it yourself. Just like two sides of a coin, so is emotional intelligence. Understand your emotions and respond effectively to the emotions of others. Thank you.
We can increase the volume of our clapping. All right, she said something about class reps. Do we have any class rep here? Do we have any class rep here? Any class rep? Raise your hands now. Yeah, I'm a class rep actually. Yeah, I am. And she was talking about the stress of our classmates, and sometimes some of them can be so. I will go on the group. Do this, do this, do this. Almost shortly after, they also come to my DM. Victor, what do you say we should do? And I'm like, it's on the group now. And that one, I don't understand it. Can you tell me? I'll not say it again. They can say now call, Victor, I just forgot. Maybe the next day. And Victor, I forgot. Are you, and at times, 36 students, almost about more than half of them will do the same thing, and they'll be like, hey Victor, we forgot. Say, you be a class rep now. You guys there. What is you guys there? Only what is you guys there? And so please, if you know your class rep, just appreciate them. It's not easy actually. It's not easy. Yeah. All right. So from the Faculty of Pharmacy, we have Adedokun Praise. All right. He's speaking on secession. Secession. Secession.
On the very first day of the the new year, 1914, Frederick Lord Lugard was busy signing the marriage papers of two neighbors. He unanimously joined the northern and the southern protectorate of Nigeria in a holy matrimony without their consent and called it amalgamation. Who does that? I doubt if he spent the rest of that year doing anything profitable. Well, it's over 60 years of independence now. The union has survived, but not without domestic violence, which escalated in the 30-month unfortunate bloody civil war. The sad effect of this event is still with us till today. Virtually all regions of this country has been clamoring for divorce. The Oduduwa nation in the southwest, the Arewa in the north, needless Biafra in the southeast. Political and economic marginalization, resource control are the major reasons for the secessionist agitations. Many opine that secession will solve these problems, but anyone with foresight knows that secession will not. Secession will not. Maybe we should ask Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho that they should publish paper on how they will manage the marginalization of the countries they are agitating for. Maybe we need to remind them that there are more than 3 tribes in this country. When we divide, maybe we need to remind ourselves that we will still be neighbors. So, how sure are we that they will not be at war with each other? Hypothetically, let's consider splitting Nigeria. How will forming Oduduwa nation stop the reoccurring Ife-Modakeke crisis? What of the reoccurring Southern Kaduna crisis? It was Tafawa Balewa who said that the unity of Nigeria has only existed on paper. But rather than tear this paper, why don't we fold it into something like this and make Nigeria swag?
Wait, Emma Binu, wait. I didn't mean. Hey, they will not do us, oh, they will not do us. You cannot believe I didn't hear what he said. That last part. I lost concentration, please remind me. I did not hear it. I need to clap, remind me.
Instead of rather tearing the paper into pieces, why not fold it to a kite and allow Nigeria to soar?
It's plenty. Clap, come on, clap. Now I get. Alright, I had to hear that was why. I had to hear that. Pharmacy. Which drug are you using? Which soap are they use? Share for us now. Can't give us more, just small. Pharmacy. Hey, okay. I will not see anything. If you shall finish, faculty rep of pharmacy, please just give me some. Just give me some. Alright. So just give us more soap. Ejo, Eshanua. Alright. Can I move on? Okay. We did GS 102 and that was today. And when I was reading the history of why they amalgamated us, the reason behind the amalgamation. And funny enough, I ended up not seeing the essence of the amalgamation in itself, because they said the North were politically good, the South was prosperous. But now we are so poor in South. I'm telling you, it's like we don't have anything, because when they say we were rich and prosperous, I wonder, we get all our food from the North, we get Muslims from the North. So what made us rich then? And why are we not so rich now? And I've just been thinking that, okay, why did they even amalgamate us in the first place? What was the essence? And now, we have Sunday Igboho, we have Biafra, we have Arewa, the North want to go, Fulani want to go, this and that. And, it's always so hard to get so many people to agree on the same thing. So really, God bless Nigeria and God help Nigeria. What is best to happen to Nigeria? I hope so. Alright. From the Faculty of Education, From the Faculty of Education, we have Adegoke Grace Ferromi. All right. She will be speaking on freedom of speech. Freedom of speech.
All these actions portrayed by me are the actions portrayed by the citizen of a particular country who does not identify their rights. Freedom of speech. That is the freedom of expression. Hi, Oluwaferomi Adegoke, and my fellow colleagues are here this evening for Witty and Skillful because we have that right, which is the freedom of speech. And freedom of speech underpins some other rights and freedoms, which are freedom of rights, freedom of thought, freedom of conscience, and association. The members of BSF here this evening, we are here to experience this program, which is called Witty and Skillful, because we have the freedom of expression, because we have the freedom of association, which is underpinned in freedom of expression. I can see some of my friends that are here this evening, that are here also to witness Witty and Skillful. Why? Because they have that freedom of association, which is also under freedom of speech. They have the right to express their opinion, to express their view, to make their thoughts known. According to Article 10, it protects the right of individual to hold and to express his or her view to the public without government interference or consensus. Then according to Article 19, by Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it says that we have the right to express our opinion as citizens of a country. And we can do this through many ways. Through publishing it, we can do it through social media and through public protest and so on. We all are here this evening because we have the freedom of association to relate. We have the right to religion, to do whatever we want at the very time that we want it. Freedom of expression. Although some citizens does not have this, they have this freedom of expression, but due to the fact that they fail to realize that they have this freedom of expression, then they are keeping mute. And there is a Yoruba saying that ghost does, that which means when you keep mute and refuse to talk at the particular time that you are supposed to talk, then your freedom will be taken away from you. Not constitutionally, but you yourself take it. I am Adegoke Grace from the Faculty of Education.
Okay. Can you clap for her again? Can you clap for her again? One thing up to my mind now, I must stress to us that it is not easy to internalize two speeches in the hope that you probably get to the last stage and still have a good delivery. Clap for these guys again, please. Just clap for them. It's an awesome job they are doing here tonight. All right. From the College of Medicine. From the College of Medicine, we have Oyeniran Glory Oyebanke. She will be speaking on the topic knowledge. Knowledge.
Gold there is, and rubies in abundance, but lips that speak knowledge are a rare jewel. Knowing is one of the most specific human processes, and knowledge is its result. A frequently adopted definition of knowledge is that of justified true belief. Thomas Davenport and Lawrence Prusak, in their book titled Working Knowledge, consider knowledge as a fluid mix of value, contextual information, that provide a framework which incorporates new experience and information. Knowledge can also refer to a theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. There is no consensus on a definition of knowledge. Many philosophers have admitted that the whole subject of knowledge is so slippery that it is impossible to get a firm grasp of it. Knowledge can be acquired in many different ways. Philosophers have been able to identify two main types of knowledge. First is the experiential knowledge, which involves seeing, hearing, and feeling something. Second is the non-experiential knowledge, which is perhaps intuitively from reason, such as logic and mathematical truth. The value of knowledge in the daily lives of humans cannot be overemphasized. Knowledge is like a glue that sticks information and learning together. It sharpens our reasoning and problem-solving skills. Knowledge has power. It controls access to opportunity and advancement. Knowledge has enabled us to also achieve all the advancements in the sciences and technology. Knowledge is not only restricted to the sciences and technology or to the fields we study in books. It also helps us to shape our reasoning and problem-solving skills. And more than anything, knowledge must be put to good use. There is no use of such knowledge that paves way for one's own destruction. Finally, in our quest for knowledge, let's not forget in whom are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge of which is pure, peaceful, gentle, open to reason, and of good fruits. By his knowledge, the deeps broke open and the clouds dropped down the dew. I speak of the knowledge of the Holy One, for the knowledge of the Holy One is insight. Thank you.
A round of applause for her again. Alright. We've been having some interesting topics here tonight by the various speakers. And you can bring it up. You can increase the volume. Alright, you're ready for us. So, I'll be calling on the first speaker for tonight, actually, from the Faculty of Agriculture. We have Adedunson Zara Bernice. She will be speaking on the topic entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship.
Many of you think I am here to advocate for entrepreneurship, but I am actually here to do the exact opposite. According to a data from U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 20% of U.S. small business fail within the first year. 50% of them fail within the first 5 years. And 65% of them fail within the first 10 years. In other words, if you start a business today, you are more likely to fail than succeed. And the reasons are not far-fetched. According to businessmotivation.com, inability to dream, lack of confidence, unwillingness to invest money, and lack of funds are but a few of the many barriers to success in entrepreneurship. And not only is it extremely challenging to thrive in the world of entrepreneurship, it also costs a lot. According to Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Cash Flow Quadrant, a true business is one that possesses not less than 500 employees. All these alone makes entrepreneurship the last thing anyone would venture into. But is that all there is to entrepreneurship? According to Investopedia.com, an entrepreneur is someone who creates a new business, bearing most of the risk and enjoying most of the rewards. It's someone who engages in the process of setting up a new business. As the world population grew Activities such as trade by barter could no longer sufficient to meet its demands. It was entrepreneurship that arose and supplied the resources necessary to meet those demands. And it also led to the advent of great empires like Rome, Egypt, and even newer ones like America. And it was those people who were willing to take up the responsibility of an entrepreneur that benefited most from this transitional phase in history. Have you ever heard about Ford Motors? It was started by a man called Henry Ford, who through his business innovation in the automobile industry changed the world and ensured that you do not check down to this place. Have you ever used a light bulb? Then you need to realize that a man called Thomas Edison not only created a light bulb, but was responsible for the business network that made it worldwide and enabled us to do TDB in the days when we have exam back to back. Oh, surely you must have heard about Obi Kubana's mother's burial without stepping foot in Anambra. That was made possible by the innovative effort of social media minds network like Mark Zuckerberg. In summary, entrepreneurship makes the world go round. Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurship may not be the crystal stair, but it definitely contains the step in which we must climb if we are to step into a future greater than the one it has already afforded us. Thank you.
Alright, so with that, we have come to the end of the second stage. A round of applause for the contestants again. Alright, so in essence, be creative. I think that's what I'll just say. Alright, so we'll soon enter the third stage. The stage that I like most, one I like most, you know. And before I continue, 3 of them will be going home as well, you know. Am I really? So the third stage is about role play, scenario acting, you know. We just give you a scenario and then you do something like, we can say, how will you do if 10 million enters your account right now? Ha! You don't enter. What enter? 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, 10 million. I don't make harm, guy. I don't make harm. You need to understand. That's the one. Or we say, if you say that, how will you propose to your wife as a guy? Just say, to your wife. Most guy. Where is size there? Where is size there? And you propose. That won't work. You can do that. I'm just joking though. Don't try that, Tobo. I trust our ladies. You will hear women. Eh? I don't. No. I'm still young. I must not try that. All right. So we prepared some scenarios for these guys that will enter the final stage. And this part, I think I always like to say that it's meant for you guys to just enjoy yourselves. And of course, I'm going to throw out the games to us. I'll give us scenarios and tell you to react to them like it's a real life scenario. You know, something like something happened to you, it now happened to you, it now happened to you, it now happened to you, now react. It happened to you, it happened to you, and then you react. Something like that. Alright, so we are waiting for our judges. But really, don't lie. Let me go and meet someone. Let me come on. Brother, I like your face. If 10 million enters your account, now. Don't form. If 10 million, like, type for right now, just enters. Credit alert, 10 million. How will you do?
I'll keep quiet. I'll compose myself.
Hey! He said he will keep quiet, he will compose himself. Hey! Wahala for who no get composure. Serious wahala, because I know myself. Or, let me give me. I like your face. How will you do? If 30 billion enters your account right now, he enters. Now, I know ladies, they can scream. It's their superpower. So don't come at them, you keep quiet. I know that's a lie. I'll speak in tongues. Hey! She said she will speak in tongues if he enters. She will speak in tongues. Okay. You like, hey, VSFVI, come on, clap for her, clap for her. Clap for her. Clap for her. I will speak in tongues. Alright? Let me paint up another scenario. I don't want to take from the ones we have here. I always see some funny memes. On alright. On WhatsApp at times, all these Twitter, whatever, that I used to control. And I saw one, it says that imagine your daddy's head is bowed, like one Oregon, like you used to cut pardon. They now tell you to smack his head. Like as a child, smack your dad's head and they will give you 5 million. What will you do? Smack your daddy's head. Your daddy's head, not your uncle, not your stranger. Your daddy's head is cutting pardon. Just smack it and 5 million. What do you? Sir, what will you do? Did you hear me? Did you hear it? Alright, so
well, I'm going to call him down respectfully and explain how I'm going to apologize to him after doing it.
Alright, he said he's going to call him and explain to him respectfully how he's going to apologize when he has finished smacking the head. But really, and you know, any respect. You want to smack your daddy's head? You want to smack your daddy's head? Sister, what will you do? What will you do?
I'll slap it first, then apologize later.
Sister, don't lie. What will you do? What will you do? Just smack your daddy's head. She's shy. Alright, really. I see many like that, and while it's always funny at first, really, I know that it cannot happen. Actually, it cannot happen. Money does not come cheap, it doesn't come easy. You have to work for it. That's except you are doing yahoo and the likes, but it doesn't come cheap. Please, don't expect opportunities like that. Work for your money and enjoy your money. Alright, the judges are ready for us. Alright, so we are at another time of reckoning. Some will go home. Only 4 will enter the last stage. Alright, so as they are going back to their seats, let us applaud them and appreciate them. Thank you.
All right, thank you. It's been a wonderful moment, and it's been tough. Yeah. However, I'd like to explain this to everyone. If any faculty qualifies to the 3rd stage, and you feel he or she should not have qualified, the judging is done such that we calculated the 1st stage and the 2nd stage and made the aggregate. Yeah. And that's to show consistency. Do you understand? They prepared for both speeches, unlike the impromptu round. So definitely we should award the preparations they've made. Do you understand? All right. So presently, faculty wo ló rànjú mọ́? So the Faculty of Agriculture had 75%. College of Medicine had 72.5. Faculty of Education 72.4. Faculty of Pharmacy 74.1. Renewable Natural Resources 83.7. Faculty of Science 79. Faculty of Technology 73.8. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 4 faculties that will qualify to the final stage are Faculty of Agriculture, Faculty of Pharmacy, Faculty of Technology, and Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources.
Alright, let's clap for them. Come on. Clap, come on. They've done their best. Sorry, sir. For clarity's sake, what?
Agri, pharmacy, R&R, and science.
Alright, yeah, I know you've been guessing, right? You've been guessing. Alright,
Sorry, there was a mix-up. It's not faculty of tech that qualifies you. It's faculty of science. Faculty of science.
Alright. You know, that moment when no matter how hard village people tries, they cannot conquer, they cannot prosper. What is yours is yours. If they say that Kokodo Shele, Oshima Shele, no, so really, faculty of science, make some noise. Alright. So this is it. This is it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll share. So they'll be picking one, and then when they pick it, I will now collect it, I will now read it out. We will now have what they're going to do for us. Alright? Pick one. Pick one. Hey, and he said what? You can open it, So, house, this one belongs to you. It belongs to you. And then you, and you So, when it's time, I'll come and give it to you. Alright? So, in the meantime, I'm going to keep it here. Alright, have you opened it? Have you opened it? Alright. Now close the papers back. Change of plans. Give them to me. Thank you. And thank you. Alright. I made an error. They are not actually supposed to receive it now. So, Alright, so can I start? Alright. Faculty of Science, come forward. You can clap for him, Now, we have been presented with the trees of good and evil, the tree of knowledge, the tree of prosperity, the tree of village people. So, pick one. May God be with you. Alright, don't open it. Thank you. Give them to me. Alright, you have 30 seconds to think. And 1 minute to deliver anything that is in this paper. Alright? Are you ready? Oh. Wow. Speak on the topic abortion. 30 seconds to think, 1 minute to speak.
Abortion is the termination of an unborn baby. Abigail, a friend of mine, got pregnant at the age of 12. Her mom was a prophetess and did not want the shame to affect her work in the church. So she opted for an abortion. She went to a very rural area to go do the abortion, and the repercussion came up. She bled, and this led to her death. Abortion, though it seems like a way of escape from shame, is an evil that brings internal damnation to the career and even internally. Even as Christians, it is not advisable, and of course, it is against the rule of God to commit abortion. Abortion is breaching one of the 10 commandments, killing a human being. You should not underscore what mean, no matter what the circumstance. You should not kill the person. Thank you very much.
Let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. Okay. Faculty of Pharmacy. Step forward. Ginger, come on, Ginger. Hey, no. You have a CGPA of 1.0 over 4.0, and you have a CGPA of 1.0 over 4.0, and the fresher walks up to you for advice on how to boost his CGPA from 3.0 to 3.5. Okay? Wow. Let me go again. You have a CGPA of 1.0 over 4.0, and the fresher walks up to you for advice on how to boost his CGPA from 3.0 to 3.5. In 1 minute, tell the fresher your CGPA. Tell the fresher your CGPA and then offer some advice. So you have 30 seconds. So 30 seconds, 1 minute. Alright, you have 30 seconds to think and 1 minute to speak. The stage is yours. 30 seconds. Wait. 30 seconds, wait. They will signal to you when it's time.
Tolu, honestly, I'm ashamed of myself as I speak to you. I've done terrible things during the course of last semester. I had 1.4 CGPA. I may not be fit to give you an advice. I may not be fit to tell you what you should do, but I can tell you what you should not do. I didn't attend class. I didn't do my assignments. I didn't ask questions in class. I didn't do so many other things that my mates who had first class were doing. So if I'm not telling you what you should do, please, these are the things you should not do. Thank you.
Pharmacy. Hey. Give me soap. Give me drug. I want some. Just little. I dey beg you now. Just please now. Alright. Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources. Step forward, ma. Now, 4 guys have proposed to you. 4 guys, they love you. You're so beautiful. They want to marry you. Alright? Now, these 4 guys here, pick the right choice for you. Alright? Pick. Wait. Yeah. So now I'm your father, so I'm going to judge the guy that you picked. All right? You know. So yeah. All right. Okay. You are working in the customer support team of a retail firm. You are working in the customer support team of a retail firm. A customer who bought ginger drink from one of your stores discovered that it had dead ants in it after drinking. Okay. A customer who bought ginger drink from one of your stores discovered that it had dead ants in it after drinking and is now threatening to call the consumer watchdog. Contact the customer to resolve the issue. You are working in the customer support team of a retail firm. A customer who bought ginger drink from one of your stores discovered that it had dead ants in it after drinking and is now threatening to call the consumer watchdog. Contact the customer to resolve the issue. 30 seconds to think, 1 minute to deliver. Take your time. 30 seconds. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. All right, take your time. Just take your time.
Mr. Kolawole, as you know, we are just a retail firm, not the wholesalers, neither are we the manufacturers of this product. So these faults definitely wouldn't have been from us. At least you met the product sealed. But nevertheless, we are so sorry for anything that might have occurred. And we promise to always deliver the best product to you. Thank you.
Clap for her, come on, clap for her, clap for her, clap for her. You know something? When she was about to talk, she said, Mr. Kolawole, you can't believe it. My son name is Kolawole. I'm a good father. Clap for me too. Clap for me, I beg. Alright, but then clap for her, please, clap for her. That is how a good customer data, a good customer retail person. That's what they should do. Alright? Okay. And the last but not the least, Faculty of Agriculture. Clap for her, clap for her. Hey. Yeah, thank you. All right, now we have three: God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. I will stop there. I will not say more than that. All right, just pick one. Yeah, wait. Mommy? Okay. You have to deliver a speech on the topic, my best letter. My best letter. You have 30 seconds to think, 1 minute to deliver. My best letter. Count. You people, I'm coming for you, all of you. I'm coming for you.
As I was growing up, as a very good girl and a sexy girl that I am, there is this guy in my class. The guy is so cute, guy. Every day I enter class, even when I was in primary 5, he always burst my brain. But then, what is my first letter? Out of courage that day, I took it on myself and picked my pen and my paper and write, Dear Richard. Every day I enter this class, everything the teacher is saying is for herself. I only see you. You are everything I see. Even when the teacher calls my name, I hear your name, Richard. At the sound of your name, Richard, all my hands are in the air because of more you find die. Richard, if God will have it, I hope that one day you will propose and say, Oluwadarasimi, will you marry me? And if not, I hope that one day, one tell me you bajeya when at the jali and thank God.
Hey! 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 Please, do we have Richard in the house? Is there any Richard? Yeah, yeah, live. Yeah, yeah, Richard. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Yeah. Oh yeah. It has to be good. I'm going to ask you, what's your middle name? What's your first name? What's your last name? I'm very sure it will shock you. Alright. Hey, Richard. All I see is you in the class. I cannot concentrate. See, that teacher, everything she's saying is for herself. It's only you I see. In fact, if you are teaching mathematics, I'm calculating how many kids will give birth to. If you are speaking English, I'm calculating the advice I will give you to get the contract. If you are doing social science, I am calculating how to welcome your family members when they come to the house. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Hey! Alright. I sabi right? Alright. So, I have some games for you. Eh? Richard? Don't be everything with Richard's card now. Just bear with us. Bear with us.
There's no one like you. Who can touch like you or heal us like you do? We stumble and we stray till you always let us through. Always something's new and comes to our rescue. Death, hell, and the grave. They could not come.
All right. I have two questions I'll give to us. All right. I have one for the motivational speakers. You're on your own, no? You're on your own. Then I have one for normal people like us. So the first one says, the first one says, a friend of yours just lost his parents, and you find yourself in the best position. Okay, I'll not really finish. I'll first unpick someone, and then we're gonna do the rest. Let me go to this place. I've not been here today at all. Why? What's that? No, I've not. Sister. Hey. Okay. Okay. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Come on. You're so beautiful. Come on. 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 Come on, clap for her, clap for her, clap for her. It's not easy. It's not easy. Alright, ma'am, you can come here. Yeah. So this is for you, alright? A friend of yours just lost his parents, and you find yourself in the best position to break such news. In 1 minute, tell the news in the most diplomatic way. A friend of yours just lost his parents, and you find yourself in the best position to break such news. In 1 minute, tell the news in the most diplomatic way. The stage is yours, man.
IKG, I would like to tell you something, and I don't want you to feel bad about this thing. I know God gives us and He takes away. I would like to tell you that your mom is late, and I want you to take this very lightly. Do not think so much about this thing. I pray the Lord will give you the necessary fortitude to bear this loss. Thank you.
All right, let's clap for her. Come on. Let's clap for her. Let's clap for her. All right. So, motivational speakers, I'm here. This topic. Let me first find them. Let me first find motivational speaker. Someone that can motivate. You know, you see a butterfly, you see a rock. You not the butterfly, carry the rock. It's not about your outward strength. It's about your inner strength. You can do it. You are made for this. Carry the rock. On a lie. Motivational speaker. Oh yeah. I picked this brother. You have been disturbing me since morning. Yeah, come. Stand up. Come. Clap for him.
Dog say goodnight, and I think to myself.
All right. So, for you, sir,
What a wonderful.
it's a speech, and it's a very funny speech. So the speech says, poverty is a state of mind. Speak on it in 1 minute. Poverty is a state of mind. Poverty is a state of mind. 30 seconds to sing, 1 minute to deliver.
I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do? They're really saying,
All right. Good evening, everybody. I will not greet you again. Good evening. God bless you. My name is Ebenezer. That was all you need to know. Yes, poverty is a state of mind. I've always heard the popular saying that if you are born poor, it is not your fault. But if you die poor, it is clearly your fault. Do you get that? Did you feel it? Now let me tell you one more. Now, there's one man that said that being from a poor background is not an enough reason for your back to remain on the ground. No. Did you feel that? Exactly. That's enough for you to know that poverty is just a state of mind. It's the way you feel about it. Do you get? If you believe that you cannot be poor, you will not be poor. No, that's wait. Let me give you an example. Wait. Rest, I beg. I do tell myself something that as I am like this, as you are looking at me, I'm bigger than you are. Sure you get. I tell myself I'm bigger than Nigeria. Do you know why? Because I know that one day I'll be sitting at the comfort of my house and presidents of nations will come to my place to borrow money. Do you know what it means? No. That's the truth. Do you know what it means? It means that you are bigger than that country. That's just the way it is. So if you see yourself being bigger than a country, then who are you to remain poor? Poverty is just a state of mind. You must believe that you'll be rich in life and then you'll be rich. God bless you.
Motivational speaker. Hey. It's not too much for you. You have sweet mouth. Whoa. Your gifts, I will see you, don't worry. Ushers, you can attend to him. See, let me tell you. We are in Nigeria. Whoa. We are in Nigeria. Should I say it again? You know, if you are in Nigeria, number 1, you are an Arsenal fan. Number 2, you now use glow. Number 3, I don't know what else you want to do in this life. I don't know. Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans, you now want to talk? Exactly, you know if you talk. So, I'm just telling you now. In Nigeria, it's not about state of mind though. Forget that thing. Because even state of mind itself, at times, you see people that they have so much debt in them. They don't have 0 naira to show for it. You yourself, you can make money. Don't be doing professional speaker for us. Alright, I have one more. They're not ready. Let it come up.
Rose up to the Father, noises from this place. Let the response to my worship, first it was.
Yeah?
Very time to my worship is my way.
What do you win?
First it was fragrance.
Yeah.
Then it comes to fire.
My worship is my weapon.
This is how I win my battle. Everybody said the fragrance of my worship rose up to the Father. Noises of this place.
All right.
The response to my worship. Hey.
You can break it down. Did you enjoy today? Come on, did you enjoy today? Did you? Let me see your hands up. Come on, clap. clap, 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 clap. Yeah, yeah. I know you did. And we'd like to give all thanks back to God for the privilege. We thank God for the opportunity. We thank God for how we have made today possible. Alright, they're ready for us. Okay, the final moment. Only one person goes home with the prize. Just one person. Who will it be? Pharmacy, renewable, agriculture, science. We'll soon find out. Don't worry, we'll soon find out.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time, and the results are ready. However, before I go ahead to announce the results, it is very important that we give 1-2 comments about how the competition has gone, so that when these speakers find themselves in another situation and they have to give a speech, they won't make the same mistake. For me, one thing I liked about them was the passion. They were really enthusiastic about it. They had passion. 2, some of them lacked depth. They gave speeches on the surface level, telling us general things we know, and it is important that as a speaker you think critically and look beyond the ordinary. Number 3, at some point it was one-sided and some started attacking men alone, saying men, educate the men. Women, they also have their role to play. But then I like that this competition was very tough and it was competitive in nature. Truly, I think they deserve a round of applause. So for every one of you that have participated, whether or not you go to the final stage, I think you did awesomely. And if you are intentional about your growth, you all make good speakers. To the results. We had 4 faculties at the final stage: the Faculty of Agriculture, Faculty of Pharmacy, Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources, and the Faculty of Science. Coming fourth, Faculty of Pharmacy. Coming fourth, number 4, Faculty of Pharmacy. Okay, with the total of 72.6%. Coming third with a score of 75.2 is the Faculty of Agriculture. Coming second with a total score of 75.9, Faculty of Science. And first with 76.7 is Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources.
Renewable, hey, renewable, hey, renewable. All right, it is time to present the gift. It is time to present the gift. All right, I'll come on stage. So let's keep calm. I'll be calling on Professor Lauren Isholasa to come and award certificates and gifts to all the participants, sir. All right, so I'll be calling them one by one. So, Faculty of Arts, Oluwoye, Mojola Jesu Tobiloba. Come for your certificate, ma'am, and your gift and the handshake.
Now it's just
come forward, come forward.
Most. It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses.
Let's clap for her, let's clap for her, please. Let's clap for her.
I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Lord.
Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions.
All right. From the Faculty of Law, Mercy Olatayo. Let's clap for him, please. Let's clap for him.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
All right. From Faculty of Social Sciences, we have Johnson Victor Oluwatobi. Come for your certificate, sir. Faculty of the Social Sciences. He has, all right. Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. Ayodeji Ayodele Soyinbo. Come for your certificate, sir.
And when I fall down, I have to pick myself up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up.
All right. I'll go.
For the champions, stand up.
From the College of Medicine, Oyeniran Glory Oyebanke. Let's clap for her, please. Let's clap for her. Faculty of Education, Adegoke Grace Feromi. Let's clap for her.
For the champions, for the champions, stand up.
All right. From the Faculty of Technology, Yusuf Kehinde Adedonyi. Come for your certificate, ma'am. All right, yeah, and she's from Wood Products Engineering. Yeah, that's Aded. So, okay. Faculty of Social Sciences, is he here? Is he back? It's not. All right, all right. So now I'll go to the last four contestants. From the Faculty of Pharmacy, Adedokun Praise. Come on, clap for him, clap for him. He wowed us today. We were wow, we were wow, we were wow, we were wow. All right. From the Faculty of Agriculture, we have Adedunton Dara Bernice. All right. So, from the Faculty of Science, we have Ajeki Victor. All right. And the winner, right? From the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources, we have the winner. The winner. Come on, come on. Clap, clap, clap. Keep on clapping. Come on, come on.
I was built to be the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Number one and nothing less.
Alright, so we have a special award for her. I would like to invite the president of BSFUI, Bro Samson Joel Ifeoluwa, to come and present her with the final award for being the winner of the 2021 edition of Witty and Skillful.
Stand up for the champions.
Alright.
For the champions. Stand up for the champions. For the champions. Stand up. Stand
Alright,
up.
yeah, you missed me.
Stand up for the champions. For the champions. Stand up.
Alright, alright, alright. So now I would.
Here we go. It's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the
Okay, okay. Sorry, don't go yet. Don't go yet. There's one more thing. If you are a Glow user, okay, no, sorry, 9 Mobile. If you use 9 Mobile, fastest finger. We don't have. I should not call it. Oh, okay. Fastest finger, 9 Mobile. Let's go. 5, 6, 5, 4, 7, 225, 114. Sorry, that was wrong. 225, 14. 1, 4, 1, 6, 9. Can we have the winner? Anybody? Anybody? It's not enter. 5, 6, 5, 4, 7, 2, 2, 5, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 6, 9. Alright, so if you are in the editorial team, can you come forward, please? If you are in the editorial team members, please come forward. Editorial team members, please come forward. Yeah, you can go. Editorial team members, please come forward. Please clap for these guys. Clap for these guys. They were behind the planning, the strategizing, and behind the success of this program. Please clap for them. Clap for them. Clap for them. It's not easy. I will call on the president to come and give us appreciation and closing prayer. You are welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Praise God. Praise the Lord. This is the last thing before you leave, please. This is the last thing. All right. Okay. I want to appreciate everyone that has worked to making this a success, from the publicity secretary to the editorial team to everybody that came here today. I'm happy to see your faces. Thank you so much for giving so much. And to the contestants, this is just the starting point. For some of you, you are encouraged to do more. And I see God helping you in Jesus' name. I want to appreciate the judges too. Thank you for coming around, and our accurate timekeeper. All right, can we pray together? All right, let's pray together. In Jesus' name. Our Father and our God, we're grateful for what you've done for us. Thank you for your help and your sustenance from the very beginning to the end. Accept our thanks, Lord, in Jesus' name. Thank you for the success of today's program. We thank you because Christ was exalted. We ask that as we go to our various homes, you order our steps in Jesus' name. From the next step we are taking, we ask that you lead and guide us in Jesus' name. Thank you because your protection is certain over our lives. Thank you because sickness has no place in us. Thank you because we are sons and daughters of God. In Jesus' mighty name we are prayed.
All right, thank you, and see you next year.
Ṣètọ́jú wa síbẹ̀. Ọba oníbùrẹ́. Má fi wá sílẹ̀ láéláé. Ayọ̀ tí kò lópin. Òkùnkùn yóò jẹ́ tiwa. Wá wá mọ́ ní. Sọ wá gbà bá dààmú.